There are two kinds of people: the ones who ask, "How can I make money?" and the ones who eventually upgrade the question to, "How can money make money for me?" Most people spend their lives stuck on level 1, but level 2, that's where everything changes. Imagine this. You just got paid. You've moved money to bills, subscriptions, transport, life stuff, all the adulting essentials. Every dollar has a job, everything is technically handled, and then it hits you. You worked all month, you moved money everywhere, but nothing moved for you. Not a penny grew, not a cent multiplied, not even a spark. That feeling isn't failure, it's awareness kicking in. It's the moment your brain quietly asks the smarter question. Is my money working for me, or am I working for it forever? This script is for that moment, for the inner voice that wants better, thinks bigger, and just needs a map. Welcome back to Mind to Riches, where money stops feeling like a struggle to survive and starts feeling like a system you can actually control and grow. Let's break it down. Lesson 1. You don't clock in to get rich. Let's track our two friends. Jess and Malik grew up on the same middle-class frequency. Same schools, same neighborhood norms, same idea that money was a future problem, not a now conversation. But adulthood gave them two different money mindsets. Jess thinks a good job equals stability. Stability equals safety. Safety equals wealth. Malik thinks a good system equals stability. Stability equals freedom. Freedom equals wealth. Jess landed a stable, well-paying job as a nurse. Malik took a solid, middle-income IT support role. On paper, Jess earned more, but their financial outcomes weren't dictated by those starting salaries alone. Two real incomes, same honesty, different operating systems. Only one of them built wealth that didn't demand their hours forever. Here's really how it goes. A salary pays you for your time. An asset pays you for your ownership. A salary means trading hours for dollars. An asset means letting your dollars grow into more dollars later. Jess solves money stress by earning more. Malik solves money stress by building and owning things that earn for him. This is why Lesson 1 matters. You don't leave the race just by running harder. You leave it by designing a better game. It's not about changing jobs, it's about changing who does the heavy lifting, from you to your money. Most people think the answer is a raise. The real shift is the moment you stop needing one. You're not trying to retire early. What you really want right now is financial peace of mind. That reality where your life isn't constantly hijacked by worry about money. That's the real shift. That's the real strategy. That's the Mind to Riches moment. Lesson 2. Effort is common. Awareness is rare. School trains you to outwork the room, while life teaches you to be the smartest observer in the room. One builds stamina, and other builds timing, leverage, and direction. Jess learned effort early. Malik learned awareness early. Jess earned top marks for trying. Malik got B's in execution, but A+ in curiosity. Why does awareness matter? It does because it lets you spot patterns like spending triggers, market openings, income leaks. Also to label the real enemy, like what drains you versus what actually grows you. It helps you move earlier, by acting before opportunity closes the door, and also it helps you design systems, ones that work even when motivation doesn't show up. Awareness turns confusion into literacy, and literacy turns pressure into better decisions. If you never spot the issue, you'll keep bumping into it. If you can't label it, you can't fix it. And if you can't fix it, you'll eventually start treating it like it's normal. Malik noticed cash flow potential. Yeah, they both saw something all right, but only one saw the lever. Lesson 3. The only two words that matter. Asset or liability. Here's the simplest definition. An asset pays you repeatedly. A liability bills you repeatedly. That's it. A liability doesn't just take money from you once. It keeps taking money from you through monthly payments, maintenance costs, insurance, taxes, and those delayed. Why did I buy this? That hit you later. Jess financed a $38,000 car. Monthly payment, $620. Monthly insurance, $190. Monthly gas cost, $220. Total monthly cost, $1,030. She uses it for transportation daily, but it doesn't pay her daily. So, it's a liability, not a business. Malik invested his first $10,000 into a diversified portfolio. He allocated a portion to low-cost stock funds for growth and a portion to real estate investments for income. The goal was to build a system that generated returns over time. The same $10,000 can be spent very differently. Ben bought sneakers. Jenny bought returns. Jess added to it and bought a car. Malik bought a system. This is the most misunderstood concept in personal finance. A liability looks exciting today and expensive tomorrow. An asset looks ordinary today and iconic tomorrow. Lesson 4. Your business is what you own that works without your hours. Jess thought her business was nursing, but nursing was her income, not her wealth engine. Her hours created her earnings, but it created no returns beyond the shift. She had a career and an extremely meaningful one at that, but not a system that paid her beyond her time. Malik's business became a diversified portfolio of stocks. Passive income from real estate, digital products he built once and earned from later, rental income that didn't require his clock-ins, a tax structure that doesn't just protect what he keeps but multiplies it, a compounding system running quietly behind the scenes. Ownership becoming his leverage, not just busyness. Remember, income supports lifestyle. Ownership builds options. Structure scales the whole thing. Most people confuse busyness with progress. Malik showed it's not that, it's structure. Someone who seems less busy but owns more often has more leverage than someone who's booked solid but owns nothing that earns for them later. Lesson 5. Taxes don't hate you. Structure tends to reward business owners more. Most people follow this tax flow: income, taxes, expenses, what's left, if anything. Asset-based thinkers flip the order: income, strategic deductible expenses, taxes, assets. That switch changes the entire game. Why, may ask? It's because that new flow allows you to reduce taxable income legally, turn expenses into leverage, turn leverage into capital, turn invested capital into passive income, replace salary pressure with optionality, build freedom through structure. You can't reduce taxes by frustration alone. You reduce taxes by treating your income like a business, not just a paycheck. Malik approached his finances with a business owner mindset. He learned how to structure his income and expenses in a tax-efficient way, focusing on legitimate strategies to keep more of what he earned to reinvest. He understood that knowledge of the rules is a form of leverage. Jess files as an individual, where taxes are calculated on gross income, personal expenses are paid after tax. Deductions are limited, and refunds are the only hope for relief later. Wealth isn't decided by income size. It's decided by how much of your income is structured to grow and protect itself before taxes land. It's not about who earns more. It's about who is taxed on less, legally because of structure. That difference isn't effort, it isn't luck, it's precise design. Lesson 6. Control the inputs, and outcomes stop feeling like an unexpected pop quiz. Most people want the win, but don't shape the daily inputs that produce the win. The main players in your wealth journey are what you choose to learn, who expands your thinking, where your money gets assigned, how you label your purchases, what environment makes spending too easy, what system makes investing the default, and what questions you ask yourself before you act. Jess's system looked like this. Salary comes first, environment shapes lifestyle, emotions guide reactions early, saving only happens if something remains later. Meanwhile, Malik's system, ownership comes first, investing happens early, learning stays wide and consistent, better questions get asked sooner. Investing becomes the rule, not the rare moment. Always remember that mindset builds literacy. Literacy builds assets. Assets inform structure. Structure shapes inputs. Inputs shape outcomes. That's the sequence. That's the strategy. That's the lesson. Lesson 7. Your environment talks back to your ambition. Jess moved downtown because it was close to work. Rent cost $2,200 per month. Concerts, because FOMO is a full-time tenant there. $240 per month. Coffee, because adulting is tiring. $160 per month. Savings rate whenever it feels possible. Malik chose a shared apartment to reduce rent pressure. Rent here, $600 per month. Lifestyle costs shaped by roommates, $1,300 per month. Savings rate, unfortunately dropping due to environment pressure. Here's the truth most people learn late. Your environment doesn't just influence your habits. It pushes back hardest when your energy is low. If you don't choose your environment with intention, it can quietly reshape your goals without asking. Control your environment, or it will start shaping your spending, decisions, and even your confidence for you. You got to make sure your environment always support your plan, not compete with it. Lesson 8. The 4 big blockers aren't the real issues. Your reactions shape the outcome. Blockers most people run into are fear. I can't invest. A better reaction is, how can I invest safely and still grow my money over time? Cynicism. I doubt it will work. Better reaction. I test, analyze, and adjust instead of completely dismissing. Waiting on motivation. I'll start when I feel ready. Better reaction. I build systems so I don't have to rely on feeling ready. Habits. I save if anything is left. Better reaction. I allocate to my future first so spending decisions don't control the plan later. Awareness doesn't remove the blockers, it changes your response to them, and that changes everything. Lesson 9. Skills come first. Ownership comes next. Wealth follows later. Both friends did learn sales and systems thinking. Jess applied it in her career, Malik applied it to building ownership. One built skills to earn, the other built skills to own assets that could earn beyond his hours. The real shift happened when knowledge turned into action, not just income. Income grows through work, wealth grows through ownership, freedom expands through systems, and systems work best when they're built to hold steady through hard days, slow months, or changing environments. Lesson 10. Better questions. Beat approval alone. Malik didn't get rich by approval alone, he got rich by asking questions that pushed the brain to shift instead of running on autopilot. He studied the system, then built one that worked for him, not in competition with his hours or energy. He treated curiosity like a guide, not a temporary spark, so his effort, when applied, multiplied instead of evaporating into routine costs later. Jess eventually asked a similar question and began investing using a structured system too. The difference wasn't ability, it was timing, awareness, and ownership. So we return to the thesis. Most people learn effort early and financial literacy late. The asset thinker learns literacy early and applies effort with intention. One works hard, hoping for relief later. The other works smarter, building leverage so results don't depend on chance or wishful thinking. That shift from earning to owning is where acceleration truly begins. If this video shifted something in you, even by a decimal, don't let that feeling fade like a random notification. Lock in, stick around, there's more where this came from. If someone you know needs this mindset shift, send it to them. If it made you think smarter without burning you out, tap like. If mind first, rich is growing. That's the real strategy.